So welcome to today's session. It's all about balance. And balance doesn't necessarily have to mean standing on one leg. We all know the myth of work-life balance that very few people ever crack. So today we're exploring what balance means in all its different ways. So let us begin by balancing out our pelvis. So taking one of your hands, just grab your bum and pull that butt cheek back and then come to sit down. And already you might notice that you're very imbalanced. So can you get the other hand and do it to side two? And then come to a place where you consider that you are balanced on the earth. So you might just ease yourself side to side. And for today's practice, you are likely to need 2 bricks. So if you haven't got bricks, you might use soup cans. If you haven't, don't worry, grab the wall or the sofa. And just a little precaution really before we start is that balances are not easy on a carpet. So generally, if we're following this on screen, we might be at home, ideally a hard floor, but balances are fun. Don't worry if you fall over. And in a way, that's what we're trying to cultivate today, being able to fall over and get back up again. So let's start with a hand placement called a mudra that helps us balance by taking your right hand into your on top of your left hand, Bharava mudra, and just rest those hands on your thighs, the feet, roll the shoulders back and grow very, very tall. Give yourself a little smile, congratulate yourself for being here. And now just close your eyes as we begin with a balancing breath we call samavriti, which when translated means equal disturbance or fluctuation. So breathing in to begin with through both nostrils. And first breath out, just take a sighing breath out. Once again, breathe in through both nostrils. And now let the tongue roll up to the roof of the mouth and breathe out through both nostrils. And keeping your eyes closed or take a soft gaze, we're going to see if we can balance the next few rounds of breath out. So you might breathe in for a count of 4 or 5. See if you can breathe out for the same count. And this is how we begin to balance our nervous system, which is way more useful to us than standing on one leg. Let's take 3 more rounds here. Notice as we slow our breathing down, and just maybe we're slowing our thoughts down too. And the Sufi poet Rumi said, life is a balance between holding on and letting go. So again, we're just going to play today, not take it too seriously. So let go of the need to be perfect, because that is the enemy of a happy life. And just embrace all those wobbles that we may have. So we're going to come onto our back now and just explore a couple of things on the ground that we're going to be doing in a balanced way soon. So as we come down to the ground, take the knees bent and take the feet flat and just roll the shoulders back. Try and stay with that breathing if you can. Breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. And now just extend that right leg up to the sky. And as the heel presses up to the sky, just start to turn and circle your right ankle. And then turn it the other way. So when we do our balances, we always start with the feet. Can you kick your heel up now, spread your toes and press the right thigh bone away from you. Feel how that leg engages, because soon we're going to do this in a different relation to gravity. So get to feel the right leg. And now flex your right foot as you take it just below the left knee. So we're making a little triangle shape. And you might stay here or bring that left thigh towards you as you interlace the palms. And notice as we involve our shoulders, involve our hands, we involve our shoulders. So relax your shoulders. And then very slowly just rock side to side. So balances help us focus as well as strengthening our bones. They have so many benefits with or without a wobble. So just start to feel the body. And now extend that left leg away from you as you bring the right knee in a little higher. So coming into a little knee lift now. And as you squeeze that right thigh towards you, just gently move the hip side to side. And now let's take a twist. So holding on to that right knee with the left hand, bring it across the midline of the body. And then just turn to gaze over at your right thumb and take a full breath into the right side body. Soften the shoulders. Keep that left foot active, almost as if you were standing on that leg. And just take one more deep breath. So there are 4 ingredients to balance. The first ingredient is the feet. So just think about your feet. And then let's come all the way back and take both knees bent and the feet flat down again. So just take a moment to feel your feet. Very often we curl the toes up. Can you spread and press down each toe? Press into the center of your heel. And now as you breathe in, just take that left leg up. So spread each individual toe and just start by circling the ankle. So when we really activate our feet and lift the arches, we immediately protect the knee and the hip. And you might feel all those muscles in the back of the left leg starting to wake up. And now let's flex the foot as we take it just below the right knee. And softly thread those hands between the thighs. We bring that thigh in towards us. So just pause here, experience any feelings of tightness. And then maybe you start to move, but in a very slow-mo way. So really slow it down. And then we start to feel individual pockets of tension. So let it be mindful. And that's, again, a very important part of balancing is we're really aware. And now extend that right leg away from you. Keep spreading the toes as you bring the left knee in towards you. And again, just a little sway side to side of that hip. Maybe this hip is different to the other one. Just keep pressing away with the center of the right heel. Spread the right toes. And now bring that knee across the midline of the body. And same thing, we extend the left arm away. We gaze at the left thumb and we take 2 deep breaths into the left side body. So remember today, we're not trying to be perfect. If anything, we're trying to fall over so that we can observe ourselves in how quickly we can come back. And really, that's the metaphor for life that yoga offers us. Let's come all the way back and bring those knees in towards the chest. So another ingredient for balance is our core strength, our center. So we're just going to think about that now by rolling up and down a few times. So watch your back. So we come back onto the shoulders, tip onto the toes, and just maybe we find our balance somewhere in between. And if we don't, we smile at ourselves and come back up. So lifting the heart, pause there, spread those toes again, think about your feet, and then take the arms in front of you. Try not to grit your teeth now as you find that center, the core. And the next ingredient for balance is our eyes. So are you gazing straight ahead at something? It'll probably be your toenails. Fix your gaze as you take one more breath. And then let's crisscross the shins as we come onto all fours. So thinking about our feet, thinking about our tummies, our core, thinking about our gaze. So spread your hands really wide now, much wider than your shoulders, as wide as the mat. And let's just ease out our back as we begin. So drop the tummy, lift the heart, lift your gaze between the eyebrows, the third eye. As you exhale, press into the floor, gaze between the top of the thighs. Your feet can be flat if you want to stretch the ankles. Tuck the toes if you want to activate the arches of your feet. So find your place of balance, what you need. Remember today as well that also balance is about doing less sometimes, not more. So if ever you need to rest, just pop yourself down into child's pose. And we'll just do that now to remind us. So take the feet together, knees wide, and just drop the forehead to the ground. Now return to that breath again, that even breath that helps the nervous system balance. So breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. So this is where you come sometimes when you need to rest, because we've always got to find that balance between rest and play. And pull the tummy in. Let's come back to all fours. So let's go for it now. So remember, a really good quote that I love from George Bernard Shaw is we don't grow old. Sorry, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. So really embrace that today as we just play and fall over. So breathing in, take that right leg back and kick away with the right heel. Toes are facing down. So this is your first balance. Pull up the lower belly. If this is enough, stay here. Option is to take the left arm in front. Make sure the thumb faces up. So here we are balancing. Spread the right hand, spread the fingers on the right hand. Maybe we bring elbow to knee, round into your upper back. Exhale, lengthen again. Do that 2 more times. Final time. So we're going to come straight into another balance now. Take your left hand underneath your face and see if you can flip to the side. And again, expect a wobble. And if you don't, it's a bonus. And as that right foot comes to the side, the right hand lifts up and reaches to the ceiling as you spread the toes of the right hand, the foot, even. So pull the belly in. Know that this is tricky. So option now, if you want to challenge yourself, which this is challenging enough, is to bring the elbow to the knee again. So exhale, elbow to knee, knee in front. Inhale, right arm extends, maybe over your head. Exhale, pull the tummy and elbow to knee. Beautiful. Inhale, extend. Final time, elbow to knee. And now pause. Take that right arm over your ear and now plant the right hand down. So we're stretching our side body. As the right foot comes down to the floor, press into the right little toe and reach over into your fingertips. And just breathe into the right rib cage. So notice, is the breath changing? Are you agitated? Because that isn't a balanced nervous system. And then let's come all the way back again. As the right hand comes down, the right knee comes down. And feel all that flow of energy now on the right side. So just a little bit more now. As you breathe in, lift the heart. This time sit back into child's pose as you exhale. Inhale, come back up again. Exhale. So you're in charge of the balance. If this feels too much, go a little more gently. Inhale, lift. Exhale to round. One more time. And then come back. So pull the tummy in. Remember our core. This time we take the left leg back, spread the left toes. All the toes are down. And when we find our balance, we add the right arm. So don't go too quickly because that knocks us off balance. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Smoothly does it. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Final time. And pause there as you reach forward, you kick back. And then once again, we swap the arms. The right hand comes down. We turn our hip to the side and sweep the left arm up to the sky. Really flex that left foot. I'm just going to spin round so I'm you. And then the left arm comes all the way up and over the ear. We spread the toes of the left foot. Then bring elbow to knee. And then extend again. So go slowly and then we stay in that centered place. It's when we rush and do too much that we knock ourselves off balance. And we all know what that feels like. Pause now as you lengthen up the hand. Take the foot down and lift up your left wrist as you breathe into the left side body. And take a full deep breath. Exhale, come back onto all fours. So remember, if you need to balance yourself by taking child's pose, that's exactly what you do. Or we come into our first downward facing dog. Shake out the head, shake out the knees, the feet, even do little bounces. Get everything flowing in the body. So down dog is a balance. Can you feel your hands? Can you feel your feet? Are you equal on all of them? And as you breathe in now, let's come forward to a plank pose. Going forward to a plank pose. This is a balance. So drop the knees if you're tired. Press your heels back, gaze forward, pull the tummy in. So feel feet, feel tummy, gaze forward. Soft bend in the knees. Let's come back to downward facing dog. So just explore the balance, shifting from the feet to the hands. Breathe in, come forward. Breathing out, come back. Do that 2 more times smoothly with the breath. Final time, stay in your plank pose. Drop the knees and let's roll down onto our front body. So let's begin with the Sphinx pose today. Can you take the elbows underneath your shoulders Spread your hands and feel like you're pulling the heart forward as you lift the chest. So you might be feeling stuff in the lower back. Take 2 breaths. And then just gently come down. Take the right arm parallel to the front of the mat, the forearm. So the right fingers are just level with your left elbow. And now bend your left knee and see if you can reach round to hold the left foot. And if you can, press the foot into the hand, lift the heart. If you can't, then don't worry. You just can't today. Take a deep, deep breath. And slowly lower down. And just take a moment to shake out the lower back. And then let's do that on side 2. So the left forearm is parallel to the front of the mat. Fingers are just about where the right elbow is. Then we lift up the right foot. We reach round, we press the foot into the right hand as we lift the chest. So we're exploring some of the balances we're going to do today in a different way. And slowly, slowly come down. Take the hands to the chest. Breathe your way up into a cobra. Exhale, come down. And there's a soft bend in the knees. We're going to come back into downward facing dog. And again, find that sense of balance between the hands and the feet. And take a full deep breath. Exhale, just let it all go. And then slowly walk towards the front of the mat. So have your feet hip width apart to begin with, which roughly is 2 fists. Little bend in the knees, and just take your awareness to your feet again. Can you lift and spread each toe? Almost like you have a pencil between them. And as you lift and spread the toes, notice which muscles are working. And now drop the toes as you lift the heels. So notice the opposite muscles working. And then root down. And the points we want to think about in our balance are the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, center of the heel. Bend the knees gently now as you sweep your arms up and over and come to stand. So already we've done a lot of balancing. So reach the hands higher, lift the gaze towards the sky and take a big breath. And then take the hands to the heart. So standing with the feet in a comfortable place, it might be hip width apart or slightly wider. We're just going to very gently explore balance. Can you lift up your left heel? Hold on to your hips, keep the pelvis stable. Maybe lift up the left toes. Notice the right foot, it might be wobbling side to side, especially if you're on a carpet. Can you lift the left knee higher now? And just pause there, lift the chest. And then very mindfully press the left foot down. And find that place of stillness in between. Feel your awareness in the left foot. And then pour the weight into the left foot as you lift up the right knee. Sorry, first let it hover. And some days we're wobbly, some days we're not. Lift the left knee, right knee a little higher. And then pause to land. And just feel your feet on the earth. And as you close your eyes, root down into the big toe, the little toe, and the center of the heel. So we're going to do 2 variations, 2 modified sun salutations now. Again, just a very slow motion to work with our balance. And this is where you might need bricks or you might use the floor. So with your hands at your heart center, take a deep breath in as you sweep the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, come to a fold. As you breathe in, take the right leg behind you and just pause there on one leg. A little bend in the left knee. Gaze forward, pull the tummy in. Perhaps you take the hands to prayer. And then very gently land in a lunge. Take the right leg behind you. Hands either side of the left foot and step your left foot back to meet your right foot. So here we are again in downward facing dog. Let's come through a vinyasa now. Breathe your way forward into a plank pose. Slowly lower down to the earth. Take your time, press into the floor, curl up into your back bend. Exhale, gently come back down again. Breathe your way back in to downward facing dog. And take a moment to feel the hands, feel the feet. And breathe in now as you lift the left leg up towards the sky. Gaze forward and take the left foot between the hands. And as you look forward, we're going to come straight back into that balance again. So lift up your right leg, gaze forward. Pause here, maybe the hands come to prayer. Step the right foot down to meet the left foot. Brilliant. Breathing in halfway now to a flat back. Breathe out, come to a forward fold. And now with a little bend in the knees, sweep the arms up and overhead. As you breathe out, take the hands to your heart. And just pause. Notice the breath, it's lost its little rhythm. So let's do all of that on side two. So this time, pull the weight into the right foot as you lift your left knee up. Take a moment there to breathe. So I've done that wrong. Breathe in, arms lift up. And now take the left leg back, but hold it there for a balance. So fingers to floor or hands to heart. Spread the toes of that left foot. And then step it back to downward facing dog. Pause in downward facing dog. Take a breath. And again, your call. Do you stay here? Do you rest in child's pose? Or do you come forward to the top of a push-up? Inhale. Exhale to lower. Breathe in. Lift yourself up into a back bend. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Again, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Take the right leg up to the sky. Gaze forward. Right foot between the hands. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Now lift your left leg up. So pause again, fingers to floor, hands to heart. No good or bad choice. And then very mindfully place the left foot next to the right and just pause there in a forward fold. Just sway from side to side. And can you bend the left knee now? Take the left fingers in front and sweep that right arm up to the sky. So coming into a little twist. Gaze to your right thumb maybe, pull the tummy in and breathe. Slowly take the right hand down, bend the right knee, bring the left arm up. Slowly look at the left thumb, take a breath. Exhale, take the hand down, bend the knees and slowly, slowly roll up to stand. Now as we stand here, just close your eyes and again feel your feet. So this pose is called Samastitihi, which means equal standing pose. So are you equally standing or is the weight more in one foot than the other? Find the breath again. So this is where our play begins. So we're going to do a lot of the shapes we've already explored, but we want to do them slowly. So let's start on our right foot as we lift up the left heel. Then we lift up the left toes. And just pause here, notice the little wobbles, the ankle working out what to do. This is called proprioception. Now lift up the left knee. So when we balance, we enhance our proprioception, which means we don't fall so much as we get older. Bring that left knee in. So we've already done this on the ground. Can you spread your right toes? Pull the tummy in and just look at something that isn't going to move. So are you gripping for your life? Can you soften the arms a little? Now this might be where you stay if you're feeling a bit wobbly today, or you might hold the left knee with your right hand and start to unravel like we did earlier on the ground. So take that left arm behind you, lift the crown of the head, and remember we're playing. We don't want to be perfect. Perfect is boring. So breathe in and fall over as much as you can. Just make sure there's no Lego on the floor. And now sweep that left arm forward. And once again, we're going to come into the one-legged balance. So hand to your heart, maybe to the floor. We're going to have such strong legs today. Flex that left foot. And now let's come back to a lunge. And from there, sweep the arms up. So all of these are balances. So if you feel wobbly like this, then heel toe your front foot a little bit more out to the side. And as you breathe in, straighten the right leg. As you breathe out, dip down into the thigh. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. 2 more times. And now as you bend that back knee, can you lengthen from the waist to the fingertips, lift your heart up and then start to straighten that left leg. And notice any wobbles, take a breath. And now hold your left wrist as you tip to the right. Again, this can also knock us off our balance. Okay, soften the face, soften the elbows, breathe into your left waist. Come all the way back up, hold on to the right wrist and tip to the left. So notice this is probably less stable, so you really need to use your feet to balance. And sweep the arms up. And then come all the way through a vinyasa. So we're going to hands either side of the right foot, take the leg back. Again, you might choose to stay here, or you might come to a flow. Smoothly coming forward as you inhale, lower down, breathing in as you come up. Exhale, downward facing dog. And come back to that balanced breath. Breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. Look towards the hand, a little bend in the knees. Step or hop forward to the front of your mat. Breathe into a flat back. Excuse me, exhale to fold. Let's do that twist again. Bend the left knee, left fingers down, breathing in, right arm lifts, reach high. Exhale, right hand comes down. Bend the right knee this time, breathing in, left arm lifts. Pause. Exhale, come down. Little bend in the knees, breathe in as you lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, close the eyes. Feel those feet again. And as you press down into the feet, pull the tummy in, lift the heart, lift the chest. Samastitihi. Let's go to side 2. So first of all, feel the left foot. So remember, we begin from the feet upwards. Lift up the right heel. Lift up the right toes. Notice any wobbles. Now hug that right shin in. Grow tall as you inhale. And perhaps this is where your balance is today. Possibly you open the arm. Right arm comes back. You might gaze at the thumb. So there'll always be something that pulls us out of balance, but we just get back in again. So just pause, feel the breath, feel that left foot. And now swim that right foot arm forwards. Once again, we come into the one-legged balance, warrior 3. So you know it by now. It might be hands to heart, might be hands to floor. You might be challenging yourself by the arms behind you or even in front. But just check in with yourself. How is your balance today? And are you judging yourself for not being perfect enough? Just notice that, because that's the really horrible stuff. And now let's drop that right foot down. Feel your feet. If you're wobbly, go wider. Reach the arms up high now. Breathe in, straighten the left leg a little bit. Exhale, sink down. 3 more of those, balancing out your breath with movement. And pause. Interlace the, hold on to the, where are we? Right wrist to begin with. Hold on to the right wrist, tip to the left. Breathe all the way down to that right kidney. Lift up. Notice what happens to the balance as we go the other way. Hold on to the left wrist. Tip to the right. Feel the breath. Inhale, arms rise. Once again, a vinyasa. Frame the front foot, come back to downward dog. Maybe you rest, maybe you take child's pose, maybe smoothly come forward with the in-breath. Exhale to lower. Breathe your way up into a cobra. Coming back to downward facing dog. And again, let's drop to our knees. Sorry, take the feet wide. Knees wide, feet together. Come back down again. And take a really full deep breath into the lower back. And there's a quote from Ruchi Thalwal who says, in between the extremes of life, sadness and happiness, there lies a balance called bliss. And when we're babies, we're always in that state of bliss. We're not aware of any fears. We just live in the moment. Can we do that now as we connect to our breath? So there's always a pendulum of life, of the highs, the lows, when we can learn to come into the middle in that balanced place. That's where we start to experience true joy, when we live in the present moment. Take 3 deep breaths into this present moment now, this precious moment that we're sharing. Let go of the jaw. And then our balancers invite us to get back up again. So slowly pressing up into down dog as we come back into our next balance now. So slowly come up, press the heels back, come up onto the toes, spread your fingers, spread your toes, feel that nice evenness between the hands and the feet. And then look between the hands as you bend the knees and do a little hop forward. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing out, we come to a fold. Soft bend in the knees, sweep the arms up and overhead. And as we exhale, take the hands to the heart. So our next balance today is tree pose. Press the weight into the right foot. Again, start by just lifting up your left heel, then your left toes. So I'll briefly face you. Your options are to take the left heel to the right ankle. That is a balance. Maybe it comes to the shin. Maybe it comes to the thigh. Try not to put any pressure on the knee joint. And then take your time in this balance. So hold on to the hips to begin with. Look down at something on the floor. Pull the tummy in. Maybe you start to take your gaze ahead. Maybe it looks up. So it's easiest if it's on the ground. And just maybe then you start to grow your branches. And as you reach from the armpits to the fingertips, drop the shoulders. And now add imbalance by swaying. So you very rarely still see a still tree. So just gently sway side to side. Just notice the lower body has to work now to keep you up. Keep breathing. And of course, if we fall out, we slowly come back. Try not to drop out and come back again too quickly, because that's what makes us fall over. And then just come to stillness now if you can. Lift the gaze. And I saw a thing once that said advice from a tree: stand tall, reach for the light, drink plenty of water and enjoy your natural beauty. You are that tree, that embodiment of natural beauty. Take a breath. And then slowly bring the hands down and let's swap the feet. So just take a moment, drop the feet, close your eyes. Find that internal balance again. And now let's do side two. So the right heel rests on the left heel, maybe the shin, maybe the thigh. So we've been here once before. That doesn't mean we know it. Just drop into a place now of stillness. So we've got the feet, we've got the core, we've got where we place our gaze, but also how focused our mind is will affect our balance. So just take a moment there. Maybe now the hands come to prayer. Maybe now the arms lift up. Maybe you gaze up and then reach for the light now, just breathing in. Breathing out. So just quietly now, I'm not going to talk, just sway side to side. And then come to stillness. So a big challenge now would be to close your eyes. How would that do? Just try it, see what happens. Just a blink. And that's just, again, something to play with. And of course it makes you fall. Let's take the hands down. Let's take the foot down. And again, just stand with the eyes closed. That almost peaceful feeling after we've focused for a little while and switched the mind off. Another thing about balances, of course, is we tend not to think too much in them. And that's a great way when we're stressed. It just switches us off because we have to focus. Our next balance is going to be the same one we did on the ground. So this is called, one of its names is standing pigeon. So once again, weight goes into the right foot, lift up the left knee, flex the left foot. So this time, not tree, we take it just above the right knee. So it's a figure four shape. Again, I'll face you so you can perhaps see better. So from there, we're just going to come down maybe. So perhaps your hands come to your heart, just bob up and down a little bit. This is a great stretch for your lower back and if you've got sciatica. And again, remind yourself, if you're doing this on a carpet, it's much harder. And then just see if we can find a still place. It might be hands to heart, it might be fingers to the floor, or you might challenge yourself as we did on the ground and interlace your palms behind the back of the right thigh. So pause there, know that this is hard. So the ankle wobbling is the brain working out what to do to hold you up. It's so important. Deep, deep breath. And there's me falling. I did that on purpose just to show you how human I am. And now very gently lift up the left knee. So coming back to a knee lift now. So your legs are probably on fire. Now let's step back to warrior two. So working with our hips, again, we're going to come into a balance we've already done in a different way. Open your arms so wide now in warrior two and gaze forward to the middle finger of the front hand. Find that still place now. Perhaps you're sinking a little deeper into the right thigh. And then breathe in as you reverse your warrior. So right arm calms up and over. Drop the left ear, just breathe into the right side body. Take 3 balancing breaths. And now come up. So we just want to hop the back foot in a little bit because we're going to come into triangle. And triangle is said to be a pose of harmony. And of course, harmony means balance. So hold on to your hips, take the arms out wide. We're going to reverse our triangle first. As you breathe in, take the left hand back and the right arm up. As you exhale, pull the tummy in. Right hand comes just below the right knee, left arm to the sky. Press into the feet, breathe your way back up again into reverse triangle. Exhale, right hand just below the knee. Do that one more time. And now as we stay with the right hand, we just start from the roots up again, just like we do with all balances. So lift up the feet, lift up your kneecaps, pull your tummy in, and now fix your gaze to the top thumb or straight ahead. And feel balance, really press into the feet. Take 2 deep breaths. And I'll make this breath longer and smoother. Take the left hand to your waist now and look forward. So we're going to come into the balance we did earlier on the ground. It's called half moon. So bend your right knee, take the fingers just in front of the right foot and lift up your left leg. When we learn this pose, we might be looking down onto the ground for quite some time. If we're more familiar, just turn your left hip to the side. Whoops, there's me losing my balance. Spread your left toes. The thing that will knock you off balance is lifting up your left arm. So just do it if you can. Know that falling over is how we learn new things. Big breath in. So children never, when you get a toddler, they don't start walking and then fall over and think, well, bugger that, I'm not doing that again. They just get up and do it again. So it's great if we can adopt that. Take one more breath, one more breath. Gaze down, bend the right knee and slowly come back to warrior two. Really good. Take a deep breath. And if you want one more vinyasa, let's take it now. Frame your front foot. Maybe you need a rest. We're almost done. Back to down dog, come forward to plank. Lower down, lift up. So you might be finding your balance is getting a little bit better, but again, don't worry if it's not. Pause in down dog, feel the hands, feel the feet. Gaze forward as you take a little hop towards the front of the mat. Breathe into a flat back. Exhale to fold. Little bend in the knees. Breathe in, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, pause at the front of the mat. We have one final round to go. Are you still even in your feet? Feel the toes, feel the heels. Is your breath still balanced? So here we go again, beginning with standing pigeon. So we stand on the left leg and just begin by lifting up the right toes. Pause, find your center, flex the foot and take it just above the left knee. And this is a good balance. So stay here if that's enough for you, or take the hands to your heart and just gently bob up and down. So I'm really lucky I've got a wooden floor. There's a lovely knots to look at. So just find something that will keep you still. And then again, maybe you stay, or maybe you challenge yourself today, perhaps by interlacing the palms behind the left thigh. Soften the face, roll the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can take 3 balanced breaths. Untangling and coming up again is really tricky. So pull that belly in as you slowly come up. Beautiful. Lift that right knee up. So we're coming back into the lee lift. Final time. Come back to warrior two. Warrior two, of course, is an asymmetrical pose, but can we still be balanced evenly in the feet? So just close your eyes to see if you can get a sense of that. Lift the toes, because that's going to strengthen your knees. And then rock the toes down. Pull the tummy in, gaze forward. Inhale, breathe in and reverse your warrior. And leave that now as you breathe into the left rib. Two more balancing breaths. And slowly come up. So I should have said on side one, if you struggle with half moon, then take a brick by your front foot. That can just give you something to ground your weight into. A slightly shorter stance of triangle. Hip points face the long end of the mat. Your arms are out wide and you're gazing forward. Breathe in, reverse your triangle, right hand to thigh. Pull the tummy in as you bring the arms into the opposite way. Do that 2 more times. Keep your awareness in your feet. We always start from the foundations. And Iyengar's favorite, one of Iyengar's quotes was, "Without firm foundations, there is no building." So always remember the feet are the most important part of the pose, really. And now let's slide the left hand just below the left knee as we reach the right arm up. Pull the tummy in and lift up from your foundations. Lift up the feet, the knees, suck the thighs into the pelvis. Take 3 deep balancing breaths. And now just take that right hand to the hip. Slowly come into your balance. Don't throw yourself in it. When we rush, we become unstuck. So take the left hand to the brick or the floor. Lift the right leg. Feel the left foot. Press your left thigh bone back. And only when you stay here, steady here do you start to turn. If you don't feel steady, then don't turn. Lift the right arm up. Maybe gaze to the thumb. Spread the right toes. And breathe into the whole body. 2 more deep breaths if you can. And then slowly come back. So warrior two, brilliant. Find your feet, find your fingers. This is your final vinyasa. I think I just told a lie and said the other one was. Round forward, press the hands either side of the foot. Come back into downward dog. Breathe your way forward to a plank. Slowly lower down. Breathe your way up into your cobra. Final downward dog today. And feel the feet. Do a little bounce for the joints. Shake out the head. Take 3 deep breaths. And then gaze forward with a little bend in the knees and do a little hop forward. So final balance challenge today. And this is a very difficult pose, but you might find it a little easier to come into today. So with a little bend in the knees, have the head heavy. We're going to come into that twist again. Take the left hand to the floor, little bend in the left knee and sweep the right arm up to the sky. Now, just maybe you might lift up your right leg. So again, tricky. We're back into half moon. So we've just done this. See how it feels coming into it this way. And you just might try swapping arms. So right hand comes down. Keep that right leg back. Can you lift your left arm up? Really tricky, twisted half moon. So no one can see you fall over. Swear, do whatever you need to do. And then gently come back down again. Pause, feel your feet sway. Now let's do the other side. So the little bend in the right knee, hands to a brick or the floor. Lift the left leg up. It might be that this is where you stay, or you might start to lift your left arm up. So easier than the one that follows, but not always easy. So half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Now play with swapping arms. As the left hand comes down, the right arm lifts up. I think it's one of the hardest poses, this one. You need very strong hips. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this today. Reach into the fingers, smile as you find yourself all twisted up. Deep, deep breath. And let it go. Well done. Just shake it all out. Really hard practice today. Let's slowly, slowly come onto the floor now. So bend the knees. You're well and truly balanced out. We're going to come down to the ground and come into very gentle back bend. So take the knees bent, take the feet flat, hold on to your hip points. And just take a moment here to rest because we've worked so hard, and just breathe into the nose, count of 4 or 5. Breathe out for the same count. So we're going to come into a back bend and lift a leg up, because that way we bring imbalance into the pose, which means the surrounding muscles have to work harder. So this is really good for strengthening your hip and your pelvic floor. Check in with your back. If it's tender today, don't lift the leg. So breathing in, slowly peel up, coming into a bridge. Pause here to begin with. So feel your feet, root all of the toes down. Take 2 balanced breaths. So if your back is strong, see if you can just lift up one leg. So as we bring imbalance in now, all the surrounding muscles have to work hard to keep you up. So a great way to strengthen those muscles. Now take that foot down, pause, rest between sides if you need to. Take the other leg up. And then bend the knee, come back down again. Slowly come to the ground. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy. And slowly, slowly, slowly breathe. And just consider what balance means to you in your life right now. What are you doing too much of? What are you not doing enough of? And sometimes when we quieten the busy mind, some clarity can arise. Let's bring those knees in towards us. And there is a kind of a well-known sort of saying, isn't there, that nobody gets to their deathbed and wish that they'd worked harder. So just gently rock from side to side. And in kind of the nature of balance, we're going to finish as we began. So take that left foot down, let the right leg come up, and once again, circle out the right ankle. Flex your right foot, take it just below the left knee, and again, lift that thigh in. So easing into the hips, we did a lot today, just slowly sway from side to side. Make sure there's no tension around your shoulders. And we're just going to take a twist from this shape. So if your legs don't like it, then don't do it. Otherwise, let go of the bind and just let your legs rock over to the right. So your right foot is kind of helping stretch that left thigh from the femur bone away from you, and just gaze over to your left thumb. Take 3 deep breaths into the left side body. In fact, lengthen your left arm behind you and just hold on to the left wrist. Feel like you're lengthening that left side. Soften the face, the jaw, the shoulders. And with all those balances, it's a good chance the breath just completely lost its smooth edge. So just notice. And very slowly come back, unravel the legs. Let's take a moment between sides, find that balanced breath again. So when we get to menopause, if we're female, our bones lose a lot of their density. So balance is very, very important as we get older to strengthen our bones. So even if you hated every minute of this practice, know that you've really benefited yourself. Let's bring that left leg up again, circle the left ankle bones. So men's bones also lose their density, but just a little bit older than women. Flex the left foot now just below the right knee and bring that right thigh in towards you. Again, just gently rock from side to side. And then bring those knees away from you. So they come to the left. If your lower back doesn't like it, take that top foot away. Otherwise, hold onto the right wrist. Just gently pull the wrist forward as you drop that right knee down and breathe all the way down into the right side body. Two more very balanced breaths. Slowly come up. As the feet come flat now, we're going to take the feet together and let the knees come out to the side. So Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe you take a break underneath each thigh. Just take about 4 breaths here, so balancing the body in this symmetrical pose. And then lengthen the legs away from you. So we're just going to finish on our back, but taking a breath practice called Nadi Shodhana, which is a balancing breath. If you've got anxiety, this is good to do for about 5 minutes a day. So take your middle finger and middle finger and index finger on the right hand and take them to your third eye. Just gently press there. So this kind of frees up the thumb and the ring finger. Press the right thumb into the right nose, the right nostril, sorry, you've only got one nose. Breathe in through the left nostril. Pause at the top, block off the left nostril. Breathe out through the right nostril. Pause at the bottom, breathe in through the right nostril. Block the right nostril, breathe out through the left. You'll notice one nostril is more blocked than the other. There's a reason for that. Do it again. Breathe in through the left nostril. Block the left nostril, breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. Block the right nostril, breathe out through the left. So that was 2 rounds. Can you do 2 rounds on your own? Breathe in through the left, etc. And when you've finished, let the hands rest on your tummy. So that wasn't very long doing that. If you want to explore it for balance, do it for 5 minutes at least a day. But right now, just let the whole body come to settle. You stay there. I'm going to sit up. And let go of your breath now. Let it be its own sweet, natural way. Breathe in through both nostrils. Take a tiny pause at the top. Breathing out, breathing out. And these are some words from a prayer from a writer called Pixie Lighthorse. And I think it's very much about balance. It's about just being adventurous and letting go of perfection. And she writes, may we muddy our shoes so that those in our footsteps leave perfection behind in favor of adventure and the exploration of new ways. Let us show up not as stoic, humorless presences to those learning and watching, but allow them to see us in our humble states, able to turn difficult situations around on a dime when that's what's called for. Help us to do the best we can and make the best of challenging situations. And when we can leave perfection behind and show up as our best selves again and again and again, that's what yoga's journey is really. Finding that state of balance when everything around us might be unstable and chaotic. We just allow the whole body to soften, to settle, the face, the jaw. Find your center again, your belly, and breathe in there as you expand your breath. As you exhale, soften your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your fingertips. Feel the weightiness of the pelvis and the hips. Feel the thighs, the backs of the knees. Feel the calves and the feet. And from the waist to the heels at the legs, be rested. And now let the earth take the whole body as you rest. Just for the next minute or so, you don't have to hold yourself up. And taking rest, of course, is the best way to balance us when we're frazzled. So let your eyes close. Just breathe into the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. So if you have longer now and more rest would be more balancing for you, then I would encourage you to stay here longer. If you just carved out an hour for yourself, then find that breath again. Just let it be a little deeper as your awareness focus is there. And then really slowly breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you're wiggling fingers and toes. And when we practice yoga, we're generally in a more balanced state for the rest of the day. So kind of noticing the after effects of this practice. It's not just while we're on the mat. And let's complete this practice now with one deep breath in as you sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, take the hands to your hearts. And as always, thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.